Windsor is a vibrant, dynamic community with a wide array of intriguing businesses and interesting people. See what new businesses are coming to town. Hear about restaurants you haven't been to before. Learn the latest tips and tricks of technology. Find out what's happening around town. Get it all here on Windsor Today.
Hi, I'm Jane Garibay, Executive Director of the Windsor Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Marty McMahon, President of the Windsor Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to Windsor Today. We're starting off today on Windsor Town Green, which has just been newly renovated. And they've got beautiful fountains, drinking fountains down here. You have the fountain in the background. Got new lighting systems and new sidewalks. So we suggest y'all come down and see what's going on down here.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, Marty. Where are we going today? What business are we going to check out?
Actually, I wanted to go see what was going on over at Curves for Women, see if they'll let me in the door.
Well, should we take bets?
Yeah, I'll bet you $5 they let me in.
All right, you're on.
All righty. Hello, on this episode of Business Beat, we're down here at Curves in the Windsor Center, and I'm here with Melanie and Gail. Melanie's the manager here, and Gail's the fitness coordinator, and we just want to ask them some questions about how women are working out these days. And let's start with Melanie. Melanie, I'm curious, how long should a woman work out each day?
Well, 30 minutes really is all they really need with this type of program. Since it contains the strength training and the cardiovascular workout, that's all they would really need is 30 minutes a day.
And if I haven't been working out in a long time, is this something I should take up?
Absolutely. The program is very easy to use. The members, you can be at any level of fitness and start this program and then work your way up as you go. But it is for any individual that can walk, basically.
Now, in your program, do you also give them tips on nutrition, or?
We do. Yep, we do. We have a few different programs here that we do implement and we use.
Now, Gail, if I wanted to do this, so am I going to come here and do 30 minutes on a treadmill at full speed? Is that?
Oh no. No. It all has to do with you. Certain machines, the speed that you put into it will be the resistance that you build. So if you are at a really lower pace in your life, we'll start you out slow, and then we can work you up.
Okay.
We can push you faster and harder on some of the machines, and that will build the resistance that you need to build muscle.
Now, I really shouldn't be doing this if I'm over 25, right?
You can be 125 and still do it.
Okay. You have workouts for any age?
Any age.
Okay.
Any age.
Well, what I think I'd like to do is maybe meet some folks that have, taken the benefit of this. How would that sound?
Absolutely.
That sounds great.
So who do we have today?
We have two members, Dawn and Leslie, that want to give their testimony.
Okay. We're here with Dawn, who's a patron at Curves, and I just wanted to ask Dawn, how she finds working out here.
Well, I've lost a total of 35 pounds. I've been a member well over five and a half years. And just the fact of working out with women, it was very comfortable. I had tried other facilities and I just didn't feel the fit. Also, going around the circuit and being told to change stations, I felt like I had my own personal trainer. The staff was very supporting as well.
Now here with Leslie, another patron of Curves, and I want to find out her experience. Leslie, how do you like working out here?
I love working out at Curves. I've said for a long time I could be a Curves commercial. I've been obese practically all of my life and never really liked doing the workout thing. I came to Curves, I want to say, towards the end of June. My mother got a gift certificate for her birthday, and she asked me to come with her, so I did. And I came, and I was going to give it a chance, thinking, I don't really deal with a private trainer that's yelling at me or doing tapes, because I'm not going to do it. But I decided to give it a chance and see how I would like it. I came, I'm dealing with women, I'm going around a circuit. It doesn't get boring because you're moving every 30 seconds. You're working with the same women, so you develop relationships. This has been really great for me personally, as that, and since starting in June, I personally have lost 20 pounds through this program, clearly, and it's definitely attributed to Curves because I haven't really changed my eating habits that much, but just coming to Curves has helped me to lose the weight. So I appreciate Curves, and it's great.
Thank you. Well, Melanie, there was two women that obviously had a goal and they're working towards it,
Absolutely.
and they're having some successes. I'm curious, how many times a week would folks work out?
We recommend 3 times a week, but we have members that come as many as 5 or 6 days a week, and some can only do 2. So it really, whatever you can fit into your schedule, but we do recommend 3 times a week to get the best results, at least.
Is there a better part of the day to be working out, or is that scheduling as well?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the person, what they do. It's just whatever's good for them.
Slip in and
Yep. We
slip
have,
out.
our hours. We're open at 5:30 in the morning, and we're here till 7 o'clock at night. So they can come anytime they want.
Excellent. Well, no, if you want information on Curves and similar types of places, go to the Chamber website, and you'll be able to get contact information there. Melanie, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much.
Wow, you really had a good time over at Curves. It looks like they're working out hard.
They are. Melanie is very informative. It seems like there's a lot more women that are working out today than in the past, and I think it's great.
Yeah, and the women that were on the tape, they just seem to really enjoy it. It's a social and good for their health, etc.
And they can seem to fit it into their day well, the way the setup is over there.
That's really good. Now that we did the exercise
That's right.
thing, we're going over to Grab a Bite with Paula Pierce, and she's over at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Get some wings.
Get some wings. Over to Paula.
Hi, this is Paula Pierce for Grab a Bite, and I'm here with Jay Fisher at Buffalo Wild Wings. Hi, Jay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
This is a very exciting place to be. There's a lot going on. Tell me a little bit about the atmosphere.
Well, I guess when you walk right through the door, it's kind of a blast of excitement. It just hits you with the different television package that we have, and the games, and the music, and the touch tunes. It's an experience like no other.
All right, what are touch tunes?
Touch tunes is like an old school jukebox, but new school, I guess you would say, where we download music from the internet, whether it's weekly or daily. I guess the top 20 tunes come in, and you can actually pick it on our jukebox that's on the wall right behind us.
That's in the bar area? Or?
Actually, it's right between, I guess you would call it the Mason-Dixon, between the bar and the dining room.
Okay, 2 separate areas.
Yes.
We're here in the dining room at the moment.
We are.
Now, you have, and correct me if I'm wrong, 14 signature sauces?
That is correct.
All right, tell me a little bit about the sauces. I know they range from very mild to spicy.
What we say is they go from smiling to sizzling, and smiling being the sweet barbecue, which is no kick at all, and then to the blazing sauce, which
Okay.
is the top of the line.
That's the screaming end.
That is definitely the screaming end.
I'm staying away from the screaming end, just so you know. That's me personally.
You and me both.
You also have a lot of special events going on here.
We do. On the weekends, especially on Saturday, we promote college football Saturdays, and what that is when a guest comes in and buys a Bud Light or Bud product, we give them a lanyard to wear around, and then December 1st we do a drawing for them and 19 of their friends to watch the bowl of their choice here in our restaurant.
That's quite a deal.
Okay? So.
And also for NFL fans, you've got NFL Sundays?
Yep, we have direct ticket, Sunday ticket for NFL Sundays. We offer every game on our 40-plus televisions, and we have different prizes and giveaways.
Did you say 40-plus televisions?
40-plus televisions.
My husband is going to love this place.
I'm sure he will.
Hi, honey. All right, and so tell me just a little bit about the different types of menu items that you have. We know about the sauces.
We have a full-style menu, anywhere from a side salad to burgers and ribs and wraps and wedges and chips. It's really a array of food that caters just to about anybody.
That sounds great. And even some vegetarian items, I noticed.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, we have the salad. There's a couple different wraps that we can make vegetarian. I mean, they're special requests, but we'll cater to any guest needs.
All right, so you're open for lunch and dinner. About what hours do you have?
We open at 11 and we close currently at 1 o'clock.
1 a.m. So stick around, watch every game you possibly can.
We're open to the last minute of every game.
Okay. And also you're doing takeout for lunch and for dinner maybe?
Lunch and dinner. We open at 11 o'clock. The phone usually starts ringing at 9 o'clock, believe it or not, in the morning. We start taking orders between 10 and 11 and usually trickles down at the night after 9 o'clock. But we're open till 1 o'clock takeout as well.
Oh, wow. That's for a late snack.
We do a lot.
You get the munchies at midnight. You can call call Buffalo Wild Wings.
Call Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right, well, good. Thanks so much for having us. And is there anything else you want to mention?
And that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, good. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. That was really great. It makes me hungry for those wings there, Marty.
It does, but you know, we just worked out, so I don't
know.
think the chef
Okay.
have the wings. And now we're going to go over to John Waveris with our technology segment. He's visiting with Anita Jubry at Town Hall and seeing what it takes to put together basically a desktop publication. So go over to John.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
That's what I was thinking.
Party on. Hi, I'm John Wavers, and this is Tech Discovery. Today we're in the town hall and talking to Anita Jubry.
Hello.
Hello. And I have a copy of Windsor, fall 2007. There's a lot to do in Windsor. And I wanted to talk to you about how does this happen?
Okay. This is a magazine that's produced by the town 3 times a year for the Windsor residents and businesses. It's delivered to every resident and business here in Windsor. And you have the fall edition here. We're in our 10th year of the magazine. So we're getting ready to publish our winter magazine, which will be coming out at the end of December.
Cool. Now what's in here?
Well, the magazine is full of listings of programs and services and events that are available for Windsor, and the title of it says it all. There's a lot to do in Windsor. It includes town programs and services. It includes information from civic organizations. It includes information from the Chamber of Commerce, of course, who always has a lot going on here in town, as well as many other nonprofit groups and churches and organizations here in Windsor. So if you're looking for something to do or something to get involved in, that's a great resource to use.
Excellent. Now how many people work on this?
There's quite a team that works on it. There's many staff members from the town of Windsor who obviously submit their information from their various departments. And then there are many others from throughout the town and many of the organizations that I mentioned before. I usually deal with about 60 people that are emailing me throughout the production of one magazine that contribute their programs and services. So.
Oh, excellent. Now I wanted to call attention to where to shop and dine in Windsor. Is this?
Yeah, this is, as you mentioned, this is the fall edition that's currently out, and enclosed in it is a where to shop and dine in Windsor excerpt that you can pull out. It's an insert that you can pull out and keep handy, listing all of the Windsor restaurants and shopping opportunities. That was done and paid for by the Chamber of Commerce, and it's in the inside of the fall edition that's currently available.
Excellent. Now, I see this matches up to this one right here. I don't know if you can see that. Now, the walls in your office are just covered with covers. How many of them are there?
Well, we've been producing the magazine for 10 years, and 3 a year, so there's 30 of them. We're working on the 31st edition, and all of the cover photography has been graciously donated by our very own Dr. Leonard Hellerman from here in Windsor. He has done all of the beautiful covers and will continue working with us for a long time.
Excellent.
Because they're beautiful. So, yeah.
Which is your favorite?
It's really hard to pick a favorite, but I am a little partial to the birds, and we've had some of the editions that have had birds on them, and I like the birds, but I really love them all, and I love the different seasons and the colors, and some are more abstract than others are a little more literal, and they're all my favorite.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Now, over in that corner, I see a video edit suite.
Right.
Can you explain what?
Well, here at the Town of Windsor at Town Hall, we do operate the government television channel, WGTV. It's channel 21. And what you see in that room is some of our editing software and computers that we use for editing some of the television programs. The booth that many people are familiar with and where we do our program from the booth is located on the lower level of Town Hall. We're on the main level here. So that's some of the editing equipment, and there's a scanner in there and just some other equipment that we use to produce some of the shows. So.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time, Anita.
Thanks,
and I'll
John.
see you online.
Okay.
Thank you, John and Anita. That was very interesting. Anita does some great work for the town, and we appreciate her help with everything that goes on with the chamber and the town.
Yeah, that publication, There's a Lot to Do in Windsor, is very popular, and people are looking forward to it.
That's right. I keep it right on my desk at work.
That's great. Now we're going to go over to Christine Ermans, and she's going to talk about the World War I exhibit that's going on now at the Historical Society. Over to you, Christine.
Hi there. I'm Christine Ermans. I'm the director of the Windsor Historical Society, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this moment in Windsor history. I'm standing here in our World War I exhibition. It's called Over There, Windsor and World War I, and it came up on Memorial Day, and it will run through November 17th. So you really only have about 2 weeks left to see this exhibition, and we do hope you will come visit. The thing about exhibitions for me is that often they will open up different worlds. For me, it's a chance to get to know how people of my grandparents' era lived, what their world was like, what their war experiences were like. And we're standing in front of a group of artifacts that belong to Windsor people. The uniform and the artifacts in the case belong to Harold Loomer, who was a bugler in World War I. And he was a bugler at a time of very great technological change. This was a time when air warfare was just coming in. You began to see tanks. You began to see telegraphs and telephones. And so buglers were really kind of a vestigial position back in the Civil War era and before. It was buglers that bugles could transmit sound, and bugle calls really told armies how to move, but it was really becoming kind of obsolete at the time that Harold Loomer was a bugler. He was very appreciative of his army experiences because really his service in the army showed him the world. Like all soldiers, he had a mess kit, and he engraved his mess kit with all of the places he was stationed. And on the mess kit, you can see his engravings from postings in the United States, Canada, France, Wales, and England. Another artifact that we have is a gas mask from World War I. And in the gas mask, there was charcoal that filtered out the poison gases that were used first by the Germans. They used mustard gas, which was very, very irritating, but not as lethal as the chlorine gases, the phosgene gases that came afterwards. Now, there were thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, young people, who were affected by these gases. They got into the lungs, and then the lungs would create excess fluids. Many people died, and many people never fully recovered. There's a photograph of Harry Gilligan behind me, who was a young Irishman from Windsor. He served overseas with his cousin. He was with the 39th Machine Gun Company, the 4th Division, and they saw very, very heavy fighting in France. Harry survived the war, but he never fully recovered, and he died of pneumonia in 1925 at only age 36 years old. You'll also see some uniforms of Windsor women who served overseas. Dorothy Hayden and Leora Saunders were both Windsor residents. They happened to both be buried over across the street in Palisado Cemetery. And they both served overseas. World War I nurses were required to be between 25 and 40 years of age. They needed 2 years of hospital experience with both genders because they were going to be working with young men. But the hospital experience really didn't prepare nurses for battlefront conditions. You had hospitals that were set up in tents, hospitals that were set up in schools and factories, and they were always short of supplies. And this is one of the reasons that the Red Cross really became a very powerful ancillary organization on the battlefronts, because it was the Red Cross that supplied the hospitals with cotton, with gauze, with bandages, with needles. And people in the home front really contributed huge amounts of supplies through Red Cross drives. I do want to tell you about a few more programs coming up at the Windsor Historical Society. On November 7th, from 7 to 9, we're going to be having a panel on the Spanish flu pandemic, which killed millions worldwide in 1918. And our speakers, it's really a very illustrious crew. We have Dr. Ralph Arcari from UConn. We have Dr. Brian Cooper, who's head of the infectious disease unit at Hartford Hospital. And we have our own Windsor health officer, Dr. Charles Petrillo. And they're going to talk about the Spanish flu pandemic and how it spread and how it was contained and what we're doing today to prepare for pandemics. We're also going to be offering flu shots after the program. Then on November 10th, we're having our Edwardian Luncheon and Tea, co-sponsored with the Windsor Women's Club and actress Candy Carl. There is still a fair amount of room left at the tea. There's fabulous food. It's a great time. And last year we had a Victorian tea. This year we decided to give an Edwardian tea because really the era right before World War I was a time where etiquette and manners and codes of conduct were very, very important. And after World War I, things were never quite the same. And then November 15th, there will be World War I poetry offered at Windsor Public Library. So I invite you to come to this exhibition, come to any of these programs, and learn about an era that in some ways was very different from our own, but in some ways was quite similar. For more information about Windsor Historical Society and our programs, go to our website, which is www.windsorhistoricalsociety.org, or call us at 688-3813. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine. That's really interesting. I can't wait to get down there and see some of the things on exhibit.
You know, speaking of the Windsor Historical Society and Windsor's history, we've got a big year coming up.
We do. It's the 375th anniversary of the town of Windsor in 2008, and they're planning lots of great activities, from a parade to fireworks to a dance to all kinds of different things.
You know, I meet a lot of people from around the country, and I think sometimes we take it for granted, just the history that's involved here and how long the town's been around. And I'm really looking forward to some of the things that are going to be discussed and celebrated next year.
They've already formed a 375th committee. John Peer is going to chairing that committee, and Anita Jubry is the co-chair, and different organizations. So if you want to get involved in that, because it's going to be a year long of activities, you can give either John Peer or Anita Jubry a call.
And if you're having trouble finding their contacts, you know, give the chamber a call and we'll get those for you.
Right, and the chamber's going to be working on the parade piece with the JCs. And we have a business owner and a JC member working together to do that within the group. So again, if you want to help work on the parade or whatever, give us a call over at the chamber.
That's right. Well, we'd like to thank you again for joining us on Windsor Today. Come down to the town green and take a walk around. It's beautiful.